Hi everyone, it's 1 o'clock, and although I didn't promote this Facebook Live video maybe as much as the previous one, I did say that I was going to do it on my blog, and so here I am. So this is Stampin' Up with Jaimie. I just want to double check that this is on correctly. I think I may have figured out how to get this right side up, if you can believe it. It's a slight miracle of God. Oh yeah, I am on the right side up. Okay, good. Okay, so this is yesterday's card post. Actually, I don't have to go sideways anymore. It's using the beautiful and kind of fun Smitten Mittens stamp. And I like the stamp. I love cards. It's what I do daily is make cards, but more than cards, I love scrapbooking. That's really my passion. That's what I love. Unfortunately, I just don't do it that often. I do it very rarely, actually. So I like this stamp set, yes, to make cards. I think they're very fun and wintry and fun for kids or even adults, but I really am excited to use this for my scrapbooks. So it uses the Smitten Mittens stamp set and then the coordinating Many Mittens framelits dies. And if you buy them together as a bundle, they are 10% off. So a nice little bonus. And when I was making this card, I started off with this one. And if you are curious, you can go on my blog and see my kind of thought process behind this all. And I made this card and I thought it was pretty. I really liked it. And then I was like, I don't know, is it missing something? And so then I showed my husband what it would look like with the mittens. And he goes, why don't you just make 2 different cards? And then you can decide which one you like the most. So I made 2 different cards and I still don't know which one I like the most. I like the simplicity of this one, but I think this is a little bit more whimsical and kind of fun. It just has a little extra fun value to it. So we're going to make these cards today. They're very easy, very quick, nothing complicated. So let's begin. Okay, we're going to put those there. We're starting off, oh, you know what? I didn't score my thing. We're not going to score it. We're just going to fold it. I forgot to score it. We're taking a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cardstock, and we will score. Let's see here. I don't know off the top. Yeah, 5 1/2. Okay, so that's like our card base. Don't mind me creasing with my hand. Okay, and then we're going to take a piece. So this is Emerald Envy. I don't know if I said that. This is Emerald Envy. It's an in color. I like it because it's not like a green. It's a little shade lighter than you would consider like a Christmas green. So then I'm taking a panel of Whisper White cardstock, and this measures 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Okay, and that's going to go over the top of it like so. Now to get the impression of the snowflake, we're using the Winter Wonder embossing folder. I love this embossing folder. It's got great detail. Again, I'm so excited to use it for like scrapbooking, but it is just stands out very beautifully in cards as well. So as always with an embossing folder, you have to figure out whether you want the impression in or if you want the impression out. For my card today, I wanted the impression out. So if I were to put it in like this, you'll see that the snowflake is just about centered in my card. But I really wanted it in the upper right-hand corner. So you just have to kind of figure out where and how you want it. Okay, so I guess it's kind of hard to see white inside the folder, but it's there. And then we're going to take my Big Shot here. And I'm not going to use my magnetic plate because that won't work. And I'm going to sandwich it up. And then I'm just going to make sure that didn't move. Okay. I don't know if you can see this. Kind of. It's a little clunky. So in the big shot it goes with my embossing folder. And as I always say, just show it who's boss. That's what I always say in my classes. Sometimes when you run it through with like a framelits, it cracks. And so I always tell the ladies, don't worry about it, just show it who's boss. Okay. So take out our snowflake. Ta-da! Oh, see? I did the inside impression, which is pretty. Like so. Okay. Next, we're going to take some, and when I made this card, I guess I didn't realize that this baker's twine is retired, so I apologize for that. I never took it out of my ribbon, my bin of ribbon, so I used it without realizing it. But you could easily do this with another card. So when I adhere the adhesive, I flip it over and I put adhesive on the back. Okay, not on the front, on the back. And then I sort of eyeball it. Like I want this to go like that. Okay, and then up here, I want it to kind of go at, you know, let's say like that. And I just make sure I grab a hold of that adhesive. Okay, and I did 2 times around. Like that. And then flipped it over. Snipped my string. And tied it down. Okay, easy peasy. Now this can actually get glued down because there's nothing else that's happening to it. So I'm gonna just put adhesive all over it. Let's see here, kind of eyeball it on my card. We're gonna put it there. Okay, so we're getting there. Now don't put the string away yet because we still need it. So next, take a scrap piece of Whisper White. This one, I don't know, let's see, it's 3 by 4, although you really don't even need something that big. And then crumb cake ink. And we are going to stamp 2 little mittens. Okay, on a scrap piece of paper. We're gonna put one there. And then I gotta get the other one out. And then we're gonna put the other one, I don't wanna use that. This is an A block, crumb cake, there, perfect. Okay, we're done with crumb cake. I just wanted a hint of another color. You could easily use gray, you could use a different shade of green, yellow would look pretty, I don't know. I kind of liked crumb cake. Okay, so then we're going to open up our mini mittens framelits, and we have our coordinating framelits. I try at all costs not to fussy cut. I do it. I have done it. I make cards that require it. I do it at my parties. However, it by no means is my favorite thing to do. Some people love to cut out. I don't. I do it because I have to do it. But when there's a framelit, I'm using the framelit. So we're going to get out a big shot. This time I'm using the magnetic plate because it's going to hold my framelit nice in place. We're going to put down 1 plate. And if I'm good, we should be able to cut these both out at the same time. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Oops, that moved on me a little. You know, something like that. And then our other plastic. When I put my plastic in, I kind of go at an angle inside and then pinch it so they don't move. And when we, let's see here so you can see it. Okay. Oh, my other mitten got stuck to my to my plate. Oh, okay. So here's our 2 mittens. Aren't they cute? I love them. Okay. So here's the card we're working on, and I'm going to just take a little piece. I don't know, like that. I don't know how long. That's about 3.5 inches, and I'm gonna put a little adhesive at the top of each of my mittens and then just adhere that down. Now see, that's way too long, so I think I want it, I don't know, like there. And then I'll snip off the excess. So in all, let's see here, that is about 3 inches. That's still kind of long. I guess I could have made it shorter. Oh well. Then we're going to take another little bit of baker's twine. I don't know. I like my ribbons to have, my bows to have long tails. So I like a generous piece of twine. This is like 8.5 inches. I'll probably trim it down, but I'd rather have too much than too little. So I'm going to wiggle this underneath, grab both of them, and then I'm going to grab my mitten here. Get over there, mitten. Ah. I'm shaking. Can you see I'm shaking? This is so hard to do when you're shaking and you're nervous. Okay. So then we're going to tie a bow. Now just like fussy cutting, tying bows are not necessarily my favorite thing to do in the world, but I don't mind them with baker's twine, I find, or linen thread. You'll see a lot of my bows are linen thread or baker's twine, just because they're very forgiving. And I feel like you can fuss with them a little bit, whereas with like bigger, clunkier ribbon, it's just a little harder. Okay, see, I guess I could have made that mitten a little shorter. So there's our bow and our mittens. Now you could leave the mittens dangling. You could, but I was afraid that they'd, like, I don't know, not lay nicely, which these ones don't. So I actually took some Stampin' dimensionals here, and I just tucked it one on this one, and he's gonna go like, you know, there-ish. And then I took another one for this guy, and that's there. Okay. There. So, yeah, my string's really long. Let's see here. I can fix this, right? It's live, but I can show you how I would fix this. So I want to make this shorter. I'm just going to pull him off and make him shorter. Give him a little haircut. No. Cut. There. Okay. Take 2. And plop him on that dimensional. Okay. You get the idea, right? Easy peasy. Cute. Garbage. Okay, so for the sentiment, I just put it a little bit over the string there. And for the sentiment, we use Emerald Envy ink. Okay, and we have our little Smitten sentiment. So cute. Love it. And let's see here. Ink you up. Now, I always like to do a little tester, like make sure there's no smudges. It's all good, and it is. And that's going to go right above my baker's twine. Hey, beautiful. Okay. So, you could leave it like that, right? Like, done, that's cute. People would like that. They would think, oh, wow, look at all the detail, right? That snowflake is super cute. But you could go a step further. So let's go the step further. And for that, we're going to use 2 mittens from the Many Mittens framelits. Okay, so this one will be our Emerald Envy, the one with the details. It cuts out the overall mitten and all the details. And then we need a background one for it to go matted on, and that's going to be our Whisper White. So let's take my clunky Big Shot again. Oi. And the magnetic plate. Oops, as I move everything around. Okay. And for this, you just need a scrap piece of Emerald Envy and a scrap piece of Whisper White. Okay, now, can I do this? I'm actually going to do an Emerald Envy and a Whisper White at the same time to save time. You can do it. Just get them to fit on the same plate. That one wants to repel. Sandwich that in. Roll it through. And you get 1 mitten And let's see here. Get another mitten. We'll cut all the little things out in a second. We're going to do that again. I need another mitten, another green mitten, and then I need another scrap piece of white. Like so. Sandwich it up. Run it through. See? It makes like a cracking noise, but that's completely normal. That's just the framelits working. Okay, we're done with that. And yeah, so we have 2 whites and 2 greens. Now to get those little pieces out, I use our roller, and as I did in my other video, I don't use the sponge underneath it, or not sponge, what is that thing? Whatever that thing is. And I just put my hands underneath and just kind of almost scrape it. This works for me. It's not like the most technical technique, you know, but it works. Normally I would do this over my garbage, but my garbage is full and you don't want to see that right now. So, do my other mittens. Because you want the white to show through. I mean, I suppose you want the white. I suppose you could leave the green in, right? And just have it be a detail. Okay. Look at all those little pieces. Okay, come here. Let's get out of the way. Okay, now I forgot to grab my glue, but I'm just going to use some liquid glue. And let's see here. This one goes to this one. This one goes to that one. And I'm just going to put a few dots everywhere. Just enough to hold it down. The white glue is really strong. It doesn't take much. You don't have to cover the whole entire thing. Just enough so that all the different sides and aspects are covered. Not gonna get it up. There we go. So I'm gonna hold that in my left hand and just kind of fit it over the top. And it dries pretty quickly. Actually, it doesn't take a whole lot. And then our other hand. Ta-da, like so. There's our 2 mittens. Yay, aren't they so cute? Okay, so this is the one that we're trying to model. This is the one that we've made. So you could put the mittens this way. You could put the mittens that way. You could do whatever you wanted. I put them this way. Should I switch it up this time? Maybe I'll switch it up. Okay, so first I adhere them to each other. That's the first thing I did. So I want them like that. And then I adhere them to the card. I don't think, yeah, no, I didn't even adhere that one. I just did the one. Lift up your bow because you don't want to catch your bow there. Ta-da! So easy and quick. And this is easily one that you could replicate, you know, like mass produce all at once. You could easily whip out 10, 20 of these very quickly without much effort. But they don't look that way. They look like you took a lot of time on them. Okay, guys, so thank you for tuning in. If you missed this from the beginning, you can check it out either on my blog, on YouTube, or I'll keep it posted here on my Facebook page. Thank you for checking out my 3rd video, and I'm so happy it was right side up this time. Hopefully I'll do another one of these next week if you guys can keep cheering me on. And I really appreciate all the support. Bye guys, talk to you later.